flatten your back. And then on the exhale, we fold again. That's it. Again, lift halfway. Inhale, flatten the back. Draw the chest out. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. And then exhale, fold. So that's what you're looking for, to see if they're getting that back nice and flat. Inhale, lift halfway. Beautiful. And then exhale, fold. This time we're going to move. Lift halfway on the in-breath. Then soften your knees, touch the mat, and step back into plank pose. Again, every movement is done with some level of presence. It's an upper push-up. You're on your toes, you're on your hands, and the strength of your core and your legs is holding your body up in midair, right? Then we're going to move a little bit forward. Shift your weight a little bit forward, then bend your elbows and lower down onto your belly. Good. Inhale into Cobra, which is a little back bend. And we're looking for that here, assistance. If they're up on straight arms, let them come down, soft elbows, right? It's a little back bend, the first one. We'll get to up dog if you want to do it. Yep. Lengthening back through your legs, lifting through the chest, widening the collarbones, squeezing the shoulder blades back. We'll take one more breath here. And then exhale, let the chest down. Tuck your toes and push up and back into downward facing dog. That means hips high, head low, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And so in this particular pose, the legs are straight. It's a way to help lengthen the hamstrings. You do not have to push your heels down, but it does help to raise the hips and sink the heels to get the back of the legs to open. And we'll take one more breath here. Push back just a little bit with those strong arms. And then look at your hands and start walking your feet forward to the top of the mat. So just a quick reminder, assistants, you should have your shoes off. You cannot step on anyone's mat with shoes, just keeping you honest there. Lift halfway on the in-breath, fold on the out-breath. And with a very flat back, lift your head up first and then your chest and start to reach your arms. Come all the way up, reach to the sky. And then hands come to the heart. Feel free to remove clothing, but not everything, right? If you get hot. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Nice, lift halfway on the inhale. We go to plank and lower down on the exhale. Remember, you're coming a little forward and down to the belly. Inhale for Cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. And so right now, you're in your skills of observation, right? You're watching what's happening. You're getting to know your group. I want you to be very mindful about how you step in. Less is more, and we're using our hands, not our voices. So try not to have conversations. We do not want to disrupt the practice in any way. Take one more breath now. Push back, and then look forward. Let's walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Again, the feet come together. Let's lift halfway on the inhale, then fold deeply, exhale. With a flat back, we rise. Inhale all the way up, reach to the sky. Hands come to the heart center. We're going to put it all together one more time. Inhale, arms reach. Surya Namaskar A. Exhale, forward fold. Bow humbly. Lift halfway on the inhale. Lift your heart up and out. And then go to plank and lower. Same exhalation. Both feet go back. You lower to the belly. Inhale into Cobra. Beautiful. Exhale, downward facing dog. They're moving so beautifully, right? The Shri, remember the Shri, right? Take a few breaths, spread out your fingers, lift your hips high. My biggest intention in the teacher training is to have them come out with lenses that see the beauty in your practice. Not anything that's wrong with it, but all that is right with it. Yeah. Take one more breath, push back. And then look forward. Let's walk our feet up to the top of the mat. And that just happens sometimes. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Let's bend our knees, sink the hips, come into chair pose. We're going to do some of these today, but not as many as usual because they bring heat quick. So feet are together. together. We sit down into our legs feeling so strong. The tailbone is drawing toward the earth and the arms are reaching high to the sky. And then push through your feet. Let's come all the way up. Take a little stretch back if it feels good. And then bring your hands right to your heart. Good. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. You're moving beautifully today. Lift halfway. Inhale. We're going to change it up a little bit. Soften your knees, touch down, but take a big lunge back with your right foot. So you're going to stay on the right toes. Yeah. The right hand is going to stay on the mat, but instead of fingers forward, dial the fingers out to 3 o'clock on the clock. Like dial the fingers out. And then twist open to the left side. Chest feels open here. And if you really want to get access to your waistline and to your obliques, you're going to squeeze your outer hips. And assistants, look to see if anyone's back leg is a little soft. Maybe you can help them, remind them to straighten and create some stability and sturdiness in that right leg behind them. You're going to push down a little through the right hand. See if you can open the left chest just a little bit more. Yeah, I see you doing it. Take a breath. And then let it go. Hand down. Step back to plank. Lower yourself nice and slow. It could be chaturanga or the belly, and then move into the back bend of your choice, and then find your way to down dog and take a few breaths. So here, I'll give you time if you see something. 2 or 3 breaths. That's it. Pressing through the hands, lifting through the hips, pressing back through those strong legs. And then we're going to look forward. Start to walk those feet back up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply as you exhale. And then bend your knees, sink your hips. Here comes number 2, chair pose. Tailbone drawing toward the earth. Arms reaching high to the sky. And then push through the floor. Come on up. Stretch high. Take it back. Legs straight. And then the hands come to the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Soften your knees and lunge with your left foot. You're going to be on your left toes. You're going to dial your left hand out to 9 o'clock and take a big twist open to the right side. You can even do that on your fingertips if reaching down for the floor is really hard. Anna, switch feet. And so we root down through the left hand, we open up through the right chest, and we're breathing, right? The whole time we're breathing. That's it. Back leg is straight and strong, giving you stability and foundation in the pose. It's the wrong leg tip. Yep, there you go. All right, eyes come down, hand comes down. Step back lightly and lower. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, down dog. One breath at a time. Now let's sort of lighten the load on our hands and start to walk our hands back to our feet. You make your way to the back of the mat with your feet hip distance apart, and then soften your knees, pull the belly into the spine, tuck your chin, and roll up nice and slow. Good. Inhale, both arms reach. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Go ahead and stand on your right leg and lift your left knee high. And go ahead and take a hold of that left knee and open it out wide to the side. Flex the foot so the sole of your foot is kind of lifting away from the floor as well. We're just going to get that knee as high as we can, and then reach out with the right arm. Just check on your balance. Set your gaze in one place. Take 2 more breaths. And then we're going to bring the left knee and the right hand back to the center and switch. Nice and simple. Standing on the left, lifting the right, beginning to open it out wide. Flex the foot so the sole of your foot is lifting away from the floor, and then expand out through the left arm. That's it. Hold your head high. Don't look so miserable. It's not that serious. No. And then we bring it back to the center. Go ahead and put it down. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. All right. Lengthen on the in-breath. And then keep your fingers on the floor and bend your knees all the way into a toe squat. So your heels are going to lift up, your knees are going to bend, and your feet are about hip distance apart. See if you can balance with your hands in prayer position. That's it. So we're on the toes. Interlace all of your fingers. Let's turn them inside out and reach the palms up toward the sky. Push up through the heel of the hand and draw down through your tailbone. See if you can get a little more length in your torso. And then take a little stretch to the right. See if it can not knock you off your center. That's it. Keep feeling that your fingers are in the center line of your body, even though they bend. Come to center and try the other side. Just moving into that side body a little bit. Here we go. And then return to center. Let's come to chair pose. Push down, reach up, hold right there, and then come up the rest of the way. Take a little back bend, and then bring the hands right to the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Let's walk forward into plank. Go ahead, lower down slowly. Chaturanga or the belly. Inhale into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're going to come into warrior one. Right foot steps up, left foot turns flat. Reach the arms up high to the sky and root your feet well into the ground. Do the other index finger in front. Lift your chest, inhale, and then humble warrior. Assistants, you're looking for their hips. Are they square? Left hip back, right hip forward. Head is bowing toward the left big toe. Think about, where is your head? Can you get your head over your big toe of your left foot? Yeah, left hip back, right hip forward. There's the pose. Now we root down strongly through the feet so we can rise up through the crown of the head. And then the arms reach for one more breath. And then go ahead and flow. Take a flow, step back, and lower. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, let's walk our feet, hands back to our feet. Come to the back of the mat, and as you move back, widen your feet a little bit. Make the stance a little wider. And then come into malasana, which is a wider squat at the back of the mat. Very nice. Let's press the elbows inside the knees. help you lengthen your spine, lift your head, lift your crown. That's it. So the arms push out on the legs squeeze in on the arms. See if you can lift your bottom an inch. Yeah, some of you are sitting heavy. Try and pick it up. Now, the right arm is going to reach out. Keep it inside the right knee, but extend out to the ground. And then reach up with your left arm. Just open wide across the chest. Beautiful. Are you breathing? Look up toward your thumb on the left side. And then bring your hands back to center and we'll switch to the other side. Left arm inside the knee, reach out and down, touch the ground. And then right arm sweeps open. You get a little bit of a twist, a little bit of squeeze in your kidney. I'm sure your knees are speaking to you, so just know it's one more breath, and then we come back to center. Ground your hands, and then lift your bottoms. Come out of the knees slowly. That's it. Come out of the knees slowly. Now soften the knees, tuck your chin and your tailbone, and let's roll up like a rag doll. Stand for a moment, check in. How do you feel? Do you need a water break? Yeah? Just a sip or a wipe, right? And then we're ready to flow. Good morning. Shabbat shalom. All right. Inhale, both arms reach. As you exhale, fold in nice and slow. Lift and lengthen, look forward. Let's walk it out into plank. We're going to hold plank for a moment, and then we'll skip the vinyasa and go right into down dog. So lift your hips high, stretch out through the back of the legs, and then please come into high crescent lunge. Right foot step, stay on the left toes. We'll rise up facing forward. Come on up, you find your balance, and then we're going to turn to the left for warrior two. Very nice. That's it. Open the arms wide. Assistants, you're looking for the plane lines, right? You're looking as the crown over tail. Do they look even left to right? Looking for the alignment, not perfection. And for all of the practitioners, see if you can press your right knee open just a little bit. Work a little deeper into the right hip. Reverse your warrior. Left arm down, right arm reaching high to the sky. And as you reach up, don't forget to bend your right knee. All right. Come back to warrior two. Let's take the right hand, right forearm onto the right thigh. Reach up over the ear. Side angle pose. We're going to make kind of a big transition here. So as you come up, we're going to straighten the right knee and then bend the left knee and then come all the way down into Skandasana. That's it. And the right foot flexes. Hands come to prayer. Now stay with me on this one. We're going to take our hands and walk them toward the back edge of the mat and come into a lunge. So you pivot onto your right toes, left knee bent. Let's take a spinal twist. Right hand down, left arm to the sky. All right, challenge moment. You followed all of those instructions well. Can you lift up onto your fingertips of your your right hand? And then see if you can actually float your right hand off the floor and rise up into water wheel. So you'll be facing the left, twisting deeply, arms open wide. Beautiful. Okay. Now, big unwind. You're going to turn and face the right. Open your chest, pivot your right heel down, and you're in warrior two for the other side. Facing the back of the mat. Yep. That's it. Arms are open wide. You're in warrior two, left leg forward. Give it a moment. Adjust your spacing on your feet if you need to. pushing from the right pinky toe and reaching through the right pinky finger, there's also a really nice tuck on the tailbone here. So your body can open to the side. This is that big transition. You're going to come up through Warrior Two, straighten the left leg, bend the right knee, come into Skandasana. So right knee bends, flex the left toes, and hands come to prayer. Yeah, so good, everyone. Find your way. Hold your head high. Remember the pelvic floor lift. And then we're going to bring our hands to the front edge of the mat and create your lunge. Lift onto the left toes. Yep. And we twist open to the right side. Linking the poses and breathing, skipping some of the vinyasas in between. Breathe deeply. Now, let's see if we can lighten the load on the left hand. Get on fingertips. And then see if you can rise. Water wheel facing right. So good. Reach back with that right arm. And now when you're ready, look forward, reach both arms up. And then go ahead and take your flow. Hands come down. Step back lightly. Lower slowly. Full circle. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment. If you need to cool down, breathe through your lips instead of through your nose. Like a reverse whistle. You make a little circle with your lips and breathe in slowly over the lips and tongue. One more breath here. And then let's come into tabletop. Are we okay? A little moist? Alright. Of course, always wipe off a sip or right there in it, breathing. We're going to take the right arm forward and the left leg back. Finding your balance. So good. Lengthen just a little bit more and then lift just a tiny bit. Let's reach back and bend the left knee. Take the right hand. See if you can grab a hold of your foot. Lift up through the crown of your head. Resist the temptation to look to the right. Look straight ahead. And just kick that foot up and back behind you. Spread through your toes. Let that chest feel like it's getting a little bit of a pull. Find that sense of the cool breeze on your skin. Can you feel it? Take another breath right there. And then release the arm forward and the leg back. One more time. We reach, we extend, we lengthen. And then we take child's pose. Curl your tailbone, let your head rest for a moment.
Where we came from and where we are going. Divine.
You could give them a little press on the lower back. You can't hesitate. They're like a half a breath away from coming out. Ready? Back to tabletop pose. Left arm forward, right leg back. And you can actually stand behind their foot and have them press into you, or you can grab their wrist in the front and pull. There's a lot of things you could be doing here to help to make them feel alive and vibrant and alive. Lengthening, lifting, reaching. come forward, take a breath. And then downward facing dog on the exhalation. Right foot steps up, stay on the left toes. We'll rise up facing forward for a moment, one breath. And then please turn open to the left side. You're going to turn the right toes in. Keep the right toes as they are, so it's Viparita Karani. No, it is, what is Prasarita Padottanasana? I'm like looking at you. It's too hot, exactly. So heels a little wider than toes. Check out your feet. I want to make sure that you have your heels a little wider than your toes. I want the lateral borders of your feet to be even with the short edges of your mat, right? So our feet are straight. I still see some feet that are not straight. So if I see them, that means you guys should see them. You're closer to them. Hands on your hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take a fold. Let's release our fingertips down. 10 fingertips on the floor, and then lift and lengthen your spine. Come to a flat back. With that back flat, we're going to bend the right knee so the inseam of the left leg straightens. Nice. And then just come up and over to the other side. See if you can get that sensation. The inside of the right leg feels like it's stretching. A little weight on the fingertips, right? And then come back to center. Bring your hands to your heart. Game changer. Do you remember the flat back? Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Get your head up. Maybe you want to stagger with your neighbor so your head isn't right up there private. Right? Yeah, you can stagger on the mat. It's fine. And then keeping the hands at the heart, keeping the back flat, belly in. Go ahead, bend the right knee. Come over to the right side. Feel that stretch on the inseam of the left leg. Try not to lean on the legs at all. Keep the elbows off of the legs. Keep the belly off the legs. And then slow, slow through the center and over to the other side. Very nice. All right. Coming back to the center. Release your hands down. Let's walk both hands over to the right ankle. Pull your head over toward your shin. Give yourself a good stretch. Nice. Looks like it feels good. Now we're going to keep our hands on the right side and come back into Skandasana. So we're going to bend the right knee. Start to turn the left toes up toward the sky. So it's like a deep squat on the right side, and we turn the left toes up toward the sky, and we find our balance, holding from the pelvic floor. Let's bring our hands into prayer. All right, we're going to add that little stretch that we did earlier. Right arm inside the right knee. Take the hand out and down to the floor, and then reach your left arm up to the sky. There we go. Chest wide open. See if you can lift that left arm. There's even a half bind here. Left arm wraps behind the back. And we pull that left shoulder blade into the body. A half bind. Yeah, only half. So I'd rather you be down. Yeah, there you go. All right, we need both hands back on the floor. We need to safely find our way back to the center. Pause for a moment. Breathe. Notice how you feel. Attitude adjustment moment, right? And then we start to make our hands over to the left side. Both hands reach for the ankle, the head draws toward the shin, and the legs are still straight. Just kind of be there. See what happens. We stretch the lower back, we stretch the hamstrings. And then with both hands on the side, we can start bending the left knee and creating Skandasana, which is right toes up toward the sky. Turn that leg. See if you can balance on your heel. Hands come to prayer. Maybe not. Sometimes the hands have to stay on the ground for your balance, right? If you're able to take your hands off the ground, then we're going to extend left arm inside the knee but out toward the earth and reach the right arm out to the sky. Half bind available. Right arm lower yourself down to the belly. Okay. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, take it back. It could be the last down dog. Okay. Yeah, I think we can take one more breath and then bring it into a seated position. Let's bring our feet around in front. And we're going to change it up a little bit. Put the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop open. So it's a seated Boca Raton, bound angle pose. You can hold on to the feet and see if you can use that binding on the feet to just lengthen your spine up a little bit. Root the tail, lift your heart, and breathe. Okay. 2 more breaths, just in stillness. Can we do feet together, knees open? Soles of the feet, yeah, Boca Raton. And then go ahead and start to round your spine. Let your feet slide a little bit forward, and then round your head toward your heels. Feel your back stretch. Legs are open nice and wide. A softening of attitude here, a softening of skin. Head toward the feet. Soften the eyes, soften the jaw. And on the next inhale, come on up slowly. We're going to stay seated, but we're going to open our feet out wide. Knees bent, but the feet out kind of wide. A little less pressure in the knees for those of you that have been suffering through my Skandhasanas, right? So feet wide, knees wide. See if you can use your arms on your knees to help you sit up. There's a tendency here, if we're tight in the hips, that the tailbone starts to tuck under. But I want you to really try to lift up through the chest. Okay. Now, right arm reaches behind the right ankle and under the knee to grip down onto the floor. So we're not grabbing the ankle, we're putting our palm down onto the ground. And then twist open. Left side wide open. That's it. Once again, there's a half bind here. The left arm can wrap behind your back, pressing the back of your hand into your lower back or rooting your fingertips to the floor like a second spine. See if you can sit up a little more and twist a little bit deeper. That's it. Feet wider than knees. Think about that. Look at your, it should look like a big capital M. If your feet are in and your knees are wide, see if you can open your feet more. Take one more breath. And then return to center. Let's switch it. Left arm sneaks under, behind the ankle, grip to the floor. And then right arm opens wide. So all of these moves are for detoxification. Think about what's happening inside the body, in the abdominal cavity, in the pelvic cavity. There's a little bit of squish and squeeze and push and pull going on. Assistants, look for their foot position. See if you can help them open up a little bit. That's it. Take one more breath. And then come face forward. Slide your legs all the way out. Upavista Konasana. So maybe stagger, one forward, one back, or turn sideways on your mat. Legs open wide. Not 110%, but give me like 75, 80%. Yeah, there you go. And then put the right hand on the inside of the leg and the left arm on the outside of your leg and twist to the left. Did I say it right? Yeah. Left arm back, right arm forward, and we twist. And so if anyone looks a little bit rounded in their spine, see if you can help them. We're using our left arm behind us like a second spine to help us stay upright. You can draw draw their shoulders up and back. Bring their awareness to their alignment. Close your eyes for a moment and find your breath. Put a little flex on your feet just to light up a little bit of the sensation. And then gently start to fold your head towards your left leg. Soften your arms, round the back. Just a few breaths here. Twisting and bending. Both arms are on the left side of the pose. There we go. And then on your inhale, just come on up, sit up tall, and then take your twist to the other side. So we go into the right arm behind you, left arm in front, and then twist. Use your arms to help you. Turn the chest open to the right side. A little flex on the feet. You should feel this in your left leg, right? On the inseam, right? We've been lengthening the inseam of the legs. Breathing deeply, widen your collarbones. If their hand is too far back, they're going to look like they're leaning back. So maybe the hand comes a little closer to the tailbone, like a second spine. And there's not a lot to do today. Their form is pretty freaking amazing, right? Yeah. All right. Let's take a breath and then soften it as we fold over the right leg. 3 different hamstrings back there. We're going to try to touch them all from slightly different directions. Anyone have tight hamstrings in the house? Anyone inner seams of the legs a little bit tight? Yeah. See if we can soften in there. Try not to clench or grip. Melt your own resistance. That's it. Take one more breath here, and then rise up with a straight spine and return to the center. And then just take your fingertips on the insides of your knees and kind of pull your legs into simple cross legs. They're going to feel a little funny, right? Do they feel a little funny? And then cross your legs, and we're just going to sit in that for a moment. Left hand on your heart. Yep. Left hand rests on the heart. Right hand can rest on your leg. What a gift. Feel that breeze coming through the car. Hold your head high. Take a moment. Just as much yoga happens in the stillness as happens in the movement. We arrange our bodies in a particular way, and we infuse it with breath. And that is the same thing now. Press a little bit through your feet, pull in through the belly, rise up a little bit. Even in the seated poses, we feel our alignment, we feel how the energy moves through the body. Welcome the stillness. Yourself for showing up, for continuous movement in the humidity. Let's take one more breath right here and open mouth, sigh it out, just like discharge a little bit of energy. And then if you're facing sideways, go ahead and turn yourself forward. We're all going to go ahead and lay down onto our backs. Did I hear a little woo-hoo? I don't think I was that hard on you today. What do you think? Yeah, moderate, you know? Sometimes we have to change it up for the weather, you know? So we lay down onto our backs and we feel for a moment. Feel the ease in the body. And then go ahead and bend your knees so the soles of your feet are flat. I want you to press your arms down by your sides. We're going to come into bridge pose. So push down a little bit and then lift your hips. Arms by your sides. Pressing the arms down. The arms are really important here. And so when the arms press down, Renee, you can squeeze your shoulder blades in and you can get your chest to rise up. Yeah, feel the strength on your back body. And then come out carefully. Open the arms, bring the upper back, the middle back, and then the lower back down. One more time, just again, opening the front body, feeling the tone in the back body. We push down to rise up for bridge pose. If you have a regular wheel, I see some of you doing that. We're not fully warmed up for that, but you're welcome to express yourself at your own level in your own practice. And then we come on down carefully, upper back, middle back, lower back. Go ahead and squeeze your knees into your belly. Beautiful. Go ahead and lift your head to your knees. Squeeze in a little tighter. And as you place your feet down, we're going to cross the right ankle onto the left knee. Right ankle onto the left knee, and then lift your left leg up off the mat and squeeze that in. You grab the left leg with your hands and hug it in. You can help them with that. You can give them a little push on their left foot. Like just go right up to their left foot and give a gentle push. You can use your leg to do it. Use your leg. Yeah, and just give it like a little lean. Yeah. Try it before it's over. And then we'll put the left foot down, just simply switch to the other side, just giving a little bit of opportunity, opening up the left hip this time, left ankle on the right knee, lifting the right leg up and plugging it in. You can reach through the hole in your legs and just pull that right leg in a little bit. And assistance, you can give a little push on the right foot. Don't talk about it, just come in and give them a little encouragement. So we'll take one more breath here. And then release, let the right foot down, let the left foot down. Put the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop open. So we sat in Baddha Konasana. Now it is Supta Baddha Konasana. Butterfly legs, arms up overhead, and a deeper sense of relaxation. One breath at a time. Bye, Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you for your help this morning, Jonathan. All right. Letting go. Melting just a little bit, anywhere that you can. One breath at a time. Soften the belly. And then start to change up the arms. Instead of up overhead, can you extend them out like a T? The chest will feel nice and wide. Leave the arms there, but close up your knees. And then we'll pick our feet up off the ground and twist to the right side. So a really gentle spinal twist, starting to wind down the energy. Make sure their feet aren't in the air. Let everything down. If their knees or their feet are floating in the air and they're squeezing, just let them put it down. Yeah. Soften. opportunity to soften. And here you could be like pressing down their left shoulder and encouraging their left hip to move a little bit around so the waistline lengthens. You guys know this. Pick one person and do it, and then we're coming out. Take one more breath. On the exhale, you press just a little. And then you come back to the center. And over to the other side. The legs come over to the left, the hips follow. As your lower body goes left, you turn your head and look to the right. And then just give them just a little bit. It's like lengthening the waist. You anchor the shoulder and give their hip just a little bit of a press. Hip bone, hip bone, hip bone. Think about it. I don't see hands on the hip bone. I don't know where I see hands, legs. Yeah, like that. You can do it to yourself. It actually is quite nice. So yeah, when you guys hear me giving them instruction, those are the things that you would be doing in your own body, all benefiting from the information that is floating around today. Let's take one more breath. If you're assisting, give a little push on the exhale. And then we all come back to center. That's it. If you need to squeeze your knees in, go ahead, do that. If you're ready to relax, you're just going to let the legs go all the way out and down on the mat. Let the feet kind of flop. Let your arms come down by your sides. Palms facing up. Softening. And the reason we turn the palms up is so that the upper arm bone rotates a little bit so the shoulder relaxes and the shoulder blades can flatten on the back. And we breathe. And assistants, go ahead and sit down so you're not standing or hovering over anybody. Energetically, just giving everybody space to be. You could even take Shavasana yourself. and sit. So how do we feel? Are we okay? Yeah, we're gonna make it through the summer? Yeah? You guys gonna keep coming? Yeah, and just in case, we have classes at the studio. There's 3 classes on Saturday mornings. If you can't, deal with the humidity and the heat, or the weather is really bad, there's always an option. Don't not practice, You've been so committed, so beautifully committed to coming out. I want to make sure that you keep doing it. So sit up tall. Feel into your body for the moment. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. And together we'll close the practice with the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. So breathe in with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, perfect peace. Loka Samasta Sugino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. May we all take our yoga and use it off the mat. May we take the tools that we learned during this practice of compassion and patience and will and drive, acceptance and presence. And may we use those in our lives every single day. May we continue to open ourselves to the healing that is available to us. Because as we heal ourselves, we heal the world. Each and every one of us a microcosm of the macrocosm. If there is something going on deep inside of you that you think is secret or separate from, know that it is just being reflected back to you if you see negativity in the world. We are not separate from, not one of us separate from each other, not even separate from ourselves. We are one. I think it's time that we start maybe opening up to that idea a little bit more. We all bleed red when we cut our skin, right? We are not that different. This whole practice was designed to create union. Ooh, that was not good. Union. Union, not division. May they be well, may they be okay, and may it only be the cars, right? On that note, namaste.